And now for a look at stories making headlines around the world, and we start this morning in the Middle East. Israel says it has almost wiped out Iran's entire military infrastructure in Syria after Iranian forces fired rockets at the Israeli-held territory of Golan Heights. For more on this and other news around the world, we turn to our Ro Aram at the news center. Aram, the military exchange between the two countries is being described as the most serious to date. What's the details?
Well, Semin Israel says Thursday's attack was its largest barrage in Syria since the start of the civil war there 7 years ago, and was also a clear warning to Iran. It came in response to Israeli claims that Iranian forces based in Syria fired some 20 rockets at Israeli military positions in the occupied Golan Heights overnight. Israel's military says it managed to intercept most of those projectiles, adding there was minimal damage and no casualties. The extent of the damage inflicted by the Israeli airstrikes was not immediately clear, but Syria's military said 3 people were killed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Iran had, quote, crossed a red line and that his country's action was appropriate. Iran's leaders have not yet issued a response to the Israeli accusations or the military strikes, but if confirmed, it would be the first time Iranian forces have fired rockets directly at Israeli forces. Thursday's exchange was the most direct confrontation between the two adversaries ever, which is reported to have lasted for hours. There are also concerns the fighting could escalate further, with other players coming into the mix, such as Iran's Shiite allies in Iraq and the Shiite militant group Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israel, meanwhile, has the backing of the US, which has called Iran's attack provocative. Iran's rocket attack also came a couple of days after President Trump announced he was pulling out of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Russia, meanwhile, another ally of the Assad regime in Syria, has called on all parties to show restraint.